Do not forget to like the video. Share your thoughts in comments. And subscribe to stay updates with our latest stories. I'm a single mother. It wasn't a choice I made, but life had its own plans. When my husband, Daniel, walked out on us, leaving me with our 3-month-old daughter, Emma, I had no time to grieve. I had to survive, for her. The first few months after he left were unbearable. There were nights I sat in the dark, rocking Emma in my arms, wondering how I would raise her alone. The weight of responsibility crushed me, but every time she smiled, I found the strength to keep going. Money was always tight. I juggled 2 jobs, one as a receptionist during the day and another typing reports at night. Some days, I barely got a few hours of sleep, but I refused to let Emma see my exhaustion. I wanted her to feel safe, to know she was loved, even if I had to carry all the burdens alone. I remember her first day of school. She held my hand tightly, her small fingers trembling. "You'll come back, right?" she asked, her blue eyes wide with fear. My heart ached. She was too young to already be afraid of people leaving. I knelt down and cupped her little face. "Always," I whispered. "I'll always come back." Emma was everything to me. I watched her grow into a bright, kind-hearted girl, and despite the struggles, I knew I had done something right. But deep inside, there was always a fear that one day, she would wonder about the man who left us. I prayed that day would never come. Time moved fast. Before I knew it, Emma was in high school, then preparing for college. She worked hard, earning a scholarship to a prestigious university. I was so proud of her. But university was expensive. Even with her scholarship, there were additional fees, textbooks, and living expenses. I worked overtime, took extra shifts, and even sold some of my jewelry to cover the costs. Emma never knew. I didn't want her to feel guilty. I wanted her to chase her dreams without worrying about money. She would call me every night from her dorm, excitedly talking about her classes and friends. I lived for those calls. But over time, they became less frequent. "Sorry, Mom. I've been so busy," she would say. I understood. She was growing up, building her own life. That was the goal, wasn't it? Still, I missed her. One evening, while cleaning her room during her semester break, I stumbled upon a letter from the university. My hands trembled as I read it. Her tuition had been fully paid, by someone else. Confused, I confronted her. She hesitated before finally admitting the truth. "Mom. Dad found me." My heart stopped. Emma looked down, unable to meet my eyes. "He messaged me on social media a year ago. He apologized for everything. He wanted to help. I didn't tell you because I knew you'd be upset." Tears burned in my eyes. "You've been seeing him?" My voice was barely a whisper. She nodded. "Only a few times. He's different now. He regrets leaving us." Different? Regrets? Did she think a few words could erase years of pain? I had suffered alone, sacrificed everything for her. And now, the man who abandoned us was suddenly back in her life, as if he had the right to be? Emma reached for my hand. "Mom, I never meant to hurt you. I just wanted to know him." I pulled away. "You have no idea what he put me through." She didn't understand. How could she? That night, I lay awake, staring at the ceiling. The daughter I had raised alone had chosen to let the man who destroyed our lives back in. And I wasn't sure if I could ever forgive her. Days passed, but the pain didn't fade. Emma tried to act like everything was normal, but I couldn't. Every time I looked at her, I felt betrayed. One evening, she sat beside me on the couch. "Mom, please talk to me." I sighed, rubbing my temples. "What do you want me to say, Emma? That it's okay? That I'm happy you let him back into your life?" She flinched. "I didn't mean to hurt you." I turned to face her. "Do you know what it was like raising you alone? Working 2 jobs, skipping meals just to make sure you had enough? He left us, Emma. And now, just because he's back, you think he's changed? Tears filled her eyes. I just wanted to know him. He's my father, Mom. Father. The word felt like a knife to my chest. I stood up. A father doesn't abandon his child. A father doesn't walk away and let his wife struggle alone. Emma wiped her tears. I love you, Mom. But I love him too. And I need to have a relationship with him. I felt my world shatter. I had spent my entire life making sure Emma never felt unloved, never felt abandoned. And yet, here she was, choosing the man who left us over the mother who stayed. I turned away, my voice breaking. Do what you want, Emma. For the first time in years, I felt truly alone.